Going to be talking about the AL award predictions I have for the upcoming year. So let's just get straight into it. So I will not be doing Manager of the Year because I don't really want to. I don't think it's that important of an award, and I think it's always based on just which teams are performing and all that. So I can't really explain that. So I didn't do Manager of the Year. I've never felt it was a really significant award. So I did in what my opinion is the big three: the Rookie of the Year, and Cy Young, and MVP. So we'll be going over those, of course. So we'll be going over Rookie of the Year first. So I'll be going from 3 to 1, and then once I announce the one, I'll be talking about some other candidates I had in mind who didn't make the cut. So number 3 for the AL Rookie of the Year, I had in voting, and my prediction is going to be, is Brooks Lee from the Minnesota Twins. Now, I wanted to put in a guy that maybe a lot of people weren't thinking of, and I felt Brooks Lee was that guy. I've talked about my appreciation for his skill set on this show before. I've talked about how much I think of him as a prospect. I think he's very good. I think he's going to be the starting second baseman for the Twins this year shortly. I think he'll be up probably early, late May. He isn't starting the season on the roster, but I think he'll be up sooner rather than later, and I think he's going to get off to a great start then and put himself in the Rookie of the Year conversation. I think he's a great player. I just don't think he's going to be better than the other two guys I have above him, but I have him as number 3, and I think ultimately the lack of playing time is going to catch up to him with the Rookie of the Year voting. So at number 2, I have from the Texas Rangers, Evan Carter. Evan Carter came up last year a little bit after being one of the top prospects in baseball for a few years now, and was incredible and lived up to his stature of that. He absolutely hit the ball, was amazing with the bat, played defense very well, was an overall great player. So yeah, I'm very high on Evan Carter and his skill set and what he brings. I think he's going to be an amazing hitter, a guy who becomes one of the better left hitters in baseball right away. And yeah, I can't say enough about Evan Carter. He's an amazing player, and one of the big reasons I have the Rangers going into the playoffs as I do right now. I think their hitting core is just going to be outstanding, and I think him and some other people who I may mention next will be a big part of that. So, my number 1 AL Rookie of the Year, the guy I think will be the winner of the AL Rookie of the Year this year, also from the Texas Rangers. You guys know who it is. It's Wyatt Langford. I've talked so much on this podcast about Wyatt Langford, how amazing I think he is, how great of a baseball player I think he is, and I'm sticking to that. He makes the opening day roster at 20. He was a top 5 pick last year and is already making it. He lit up minor league baseball. He lit up Florida when he played there. He lit up spring training. This guy's hit tool is just absolutely incredible, and there's a reason he made the roster, and he's going to be the Rangers' opening day DH most likely. I think he's going to hit right in the middle of the lineup of a team that just won the World Series. I think he's going to hit at least 30 home runs. I think he's just going to have an amazing Rookie of the Year season, and I have him winning it. I think a lot of people do as well, and I think it's for a good reason. I think he's just an absolutely incredible player, and a guy I'm so excited to watching his career play out. I can't tell you how good I think Wyatt Langford is, and I can't tell you how excited I am to watch him this year. Some other candidates I did want to mention, but I couldn't find a spot for on this list, were Colt Keith from the Tigers, Jackson Holliday from the Orioles, Junior Camarino from the Rays, Cal Manzardo from the Guardians, and Parker Meadows from the Tigers. I think all these guys are going to be very good rookies this year and going to be in this conversation, but for whatever reason, I think they aren't going to be in the top 3. For Jackson Holliday and Junior Camarino and Cal Manzardo, I just think it has to go to playing time. I'm not sure when these guys will be up, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take them to get acclimated. I think Brooks Lee will be up before these guys personally, if that's just what I'm thinking. Colt Keith and Parker Meadows were from the Tigers. I think both are going to be very good, but I just don't think they're going to be better than the 3 guys I mentioned, so kind of it for them. So there we go. Next, we are going to be talking about the AL Cy Young winner. Now, there wasn't really a set guy for this. I think the set guy for the Rookie of the Year was always going to be Wyatt Langford and Evan Carter, those 2 guys, and then also Jackson Holliday and the other guys I've mentioned. So AL Cy Young is really interesting, so let's get into it. Number 3, I have here from the Minnesota Twins, I have Pablo Lopez. I think Pablo Lopez is going to break out. I think he's going to have another amazing season. Was one of the top pitchers in Cy Young voting last year, and I think is going to continue with that. being that legitimate ace now that Sonny Gray is gone on the Twins pitching staff, I think he's going to be stake his claim as one of the true elite pitchers in the game of baseball. I think he has some of the best pure pitches. I think he's just an amazing pitcher all around, and a guy I'm super excited to watch. And yeah, not much else to say there. I think Al Lopez is going to be incredible, and I'm really, really excited to watch him this season, and really, really excited to see what does happen with his year and how he does perform. So, at number 3, I have from the Kansas City Royals, Cole Ragans. Now, if you told me last year I was going to have Cole Ragans as a Cy Young candidate, I would have looked at you crazy. But Cole Ragans, wow. He got traded from Texas to Kansas City, and he just broke out. Kansas City figured out something with him, with his pitches, figured out how to use him right. Last year with Kansas City, he had 12 games started, a 2.64 ERA in 71 innings, an ERA plus of 168, a FIP of 2.49, a WHIP of 1. Was just absolutely incredible and just broke out so much with Kansas City. And I think he's going to continue that into this year, become a real ace for Kansas City. Is getting help in that pitching staff now with the signings of Michael Wacha and Seth Lugo. So, yeah, very excited to watch Cole Ragans. I think this is a guy that is going to be in Cy Young candidacy and is going to break out a lot and is going to be very, very good. So I'm really excited to watch Cole Ragans with Kansas City and really hopeful that he can continue what he did last year with Kansas City after he came over from Texas. And, yeah, I think this guy is going to be one of the best pitchers in baseball very, very soon. At number 1, to win the AL Cy Young, I have from the Detroit Tigers, Tarek Skubal. Now, Skubal has been a top prospect in baseball for a long time. Came up a few years ago, was very, very good. Battled some injuries throughout his career, but I think is finally going to break out this year. And I think he's going to win the Cy Young. Now, I know some other people have had Tarek Skubal winning the Cy Young, so it's not like that crazy of a pick. But I agree with them, and I think he's going to be that good. Last year, after coming off of injury, 15 games started, 80 innings. He had an ERA plus of 158, a FIP of 2, an ERA of 280, a WHIP of not even 1, below 1. So he's not even letting up, on average, he's not letting up a runner on base per inning. So Skubal was just incredible with the Tigers last year. I think he's only going to be better this year. I think overall he's just an incredible player, and I have him winning the Cy Young. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching that breakout this year and super excited to seeing what he can do and seeing if he can get his season back and have another elite season. Some other candidates I did want to mention but couldn't find space for are Corbin Burns, Framber Valdez, and Kevin Gausman. I think all these guys are pretty elite pitchers in the league, and I think they're all going to have amazing seasons. I just think these 3 guys are going to be better, so nothing too detrimental about those guys. I just think they're better. Yes, I have all AL Cy Young Award candidates from the AL Central. I don't see a problem with that. It's a good division, better than years before. So, yeah, looking forward to watching this division and their pitching. I'll tell you that. Finally, getting the big one here, AL MVP. At number 3 in the AL MVP voting, in my opinion, will be from the Kansas City Royals, Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr. was amazing last year, just got a huge extension with Kansas City to make him their franchise player, and I think that is what he is going to be. I think overall he's going to be an amazing player for Kansas City. I think he's going to be absolutely incredible, and I'm very excited to watch what he does this year. I think he's finally going to break out in a huge way. I think he's going to have a 30 for 30 season. I think he's going to have a WRC plus of over 130. I think he's going to be absolutely incredible. I think he's going to play great defense. And yeah, I think he's an amazing player, a guy that is truly going to break out and be the face of that Royals franchise. I mean, I have him third in MVP voting, so I don't think there's any discussion about that. So, yeah. I love him, and I think he's going to be an amazing player, and I'm super excited to watch him this year. At number 2, I have from the Seattle Mariners, Julio Rodriguez. Now, I don't think it's a surprise to anyone. Julio finished very high in AL MVP voting this year as well. There's not much to say that hasn't been said about Julio, so I'll keep it short. He's an amazing player, one of the premier young stars in this league, a guy who's super marketable, a great face of the game, plays for a great young team. I think Julio's an outstanding player. I think he's just absolutely incredible and amazing. So, yeah, overall, very excited to watch Julio this year and really excited to see what happens with him. So, yeah, really, really happy about him. Really, really happy for him to have a breakout season next year. I think that's what's going to happen. So, I mean, it's not really a breakout, is it? Because he's been an amazing player already, but I think he's going to break out even more and be an absolutely insane player and finish top 2 in the MVP voting. I would have him first, but I just can't put him over the guy I have above him. Now, who is the guy I have above him? This guy, I think I think he's in the back of our heads as thinking that he is going to be my choice, and he is from the New York Yankees, recently acquired. Yes, the man, the myth, the legend, Juan Soto. I believe Juan Soto will be the AL MVP this year. That's for a multitude of reasons. I think this is the year he finally gets it. He's finished top 2 twice in MVP voting, both times the NL, of course, because he's been in the NL his career except for this year. So I think he's going to just have an insane season this year. Frankly, I think his hitting is going to be legendary this year. I think he's going to want a huge contract like Ohtani got. I think he's going to want to perform in that pinstripe uniform for the Yankees fans, and I think all this pressure coming together is going to light a fire under Soto and is going to finally get him that illustrious first MVP that he has been missing from his trophy case. He really has everything else right now at the age of 24. So, yeah, I do think Soto is going to win MVP. I'm very excited to watch him have an amazing season. It pains me every day that he's not on the Mets, hopefully next year, but I think Soto's going to have an absolutely incredible season, and I'm very, very excited to watch him and very excited to watch what he does end up doing this year. So, from other candidates, I want to find space for, but couldn't. Corey Seager, Jordan Alvarez, Kyle Tucker, Jose Ramirez, and Adley Rutschman. All are outstanding players. I don't think anyone's going to doubt that all these guys are insane and very worthy of being AL MVP candidates and MVP candidates in general. But I just thought these 3 guys were better. Again, all these players are amazing. It's just I think these 3 are going to set themselves apart this year. Bobby Witt, Julio, and Juan Soto. So, yeah, I'm super excited to watch all those guys' seasons, even the ones in the other candidate part. So, yeah, as you can tell, I'm very excited for this season, and those are my award predictions. To recap a little bit, I have Wyatt Langford from the Texas Rangers winning AL Rookie of the Year, Tarek Skubal from the Detroit Tigers winning AL Cy Young, and Juan Soto from now the New York Yankees winning AL MVP, his first one. So that was our second segment here, talking about my award predictions for this upcoming year, something I'm very excited about. We'll be going to our second break here and going to our third segment, which is going to be about, naturally, our NL award predictions. So, yeah, we'll be talking about that. Players I have winning awards in the NL. Very excited to talk about that, and we'll see you then. So, thanks. See you after the break. Bye.